Today we're looking at why every garage should have an articulating borescope. We've got a couple of uses for it. One of them's on the Austin 7, the other one's on a Lister engine, and we'll go through those briefly. Basically this borescope, it's a Kaiweets KBA02, and we've been sent it because it's an upgrade on the previous one which we reviewed on the other channel. So this one's got 5 hours of battery life, but most importantly for us is it's Ultra HD, so we're going to get a far clearer, crisper video. So let me quickly show you the tool and then we'll put it to use. And you get a couple of accessories with it. In fact, let's have a look at those accessories. Let's keep this really brief and then we'll try and use it. So got a little attachments there. So we've got a hook in there, a battery, a magnet in there, and a mirror. So obviously if you drop something down a plug hole and you want to hook it out, or something metallic gets dropped somewhere, then the magnet will do that. So there are the uses for it, as well as looking at stuff. We're going to be looking at stuff. So it's an ultra long cable here. So basically let's have a look at what we're doing here. So I'm going to switch it on while we do that. So we've got an Austin 7. We've got a fuel gauge in there, which we don't know exactly how accurate the fuel gauge is. So what we're going to do is we've run the fuel gauge down, so the fuel gauge is showing that we're virtually empty now. So we're actually going to check in the fuel tank to see how much fuel we've actually got in there. Are we actually running on empty, or is our fuel gauge inaccurate? Are we always carrying more fuel than we think? So let's have a quick look through. So it's got its own light at the end there. You can change the brightness on the light, so we've got it on the brightest setting at the moment, and we've got our fuel tank here. So like I say, the fuel gauge is showing empty. So which way up are we? So that's upside down, so there we go. So that's up the right way. Right then, so that's our screen there. I don't know how well that's going to come across, so let's poke this down into the tank. And right, and we can actually move the camera, up and down, other way. There we go. So well, I think you'd agree there that there's not much fuel in there, is there? That is pretty much, yeah, we're going through a little bit of fuel, aren't we? But yeah, so there is our fuel tank. Let's have a look at the end, and let's have a look at the other end. Okay, so that's going to be quite difficult for you to understand exactly what we're looking at there, but that is the top of the fuel tank there. So there we go. So let me withdraw this, and you can see there how the end of it is just articulating both ways, and that's what allowed me to even look at the top of the fuel tank, the fact we can turn it right over. So yeah, so really interesting tool. So yeah, so brilliant. Our fuel gauge is showing that we are running just about on fumes, and we've just confirmed it. So we are running just about on fumes. So no need to take a picture of that, but I could have taken a nice 4K video of that, or I could have taken a nice Ultra HD picture of that if it was something I wanted to look at. So let's now take this and have a quick look at the Lister engine. So I forgot to say, there's a link up on the screen for this Borescope, so check it out on Amazon and read the details for yourself on the website. You've got all of the details there, and also there's a link in the description to Kaiweets' website and our discount code, which is 15COC. So yeah, just check it out there if you wish to as well. So first of all then, let me show you what we've got. We've got a Lister engine, and well, you tell us about it, Sid.
Well, it's sort of my project. It's not my dad's interest very much, but I quite like it. It's a Lister D. I've had it for a month or two now, run it for quite a long time, and one thing I do notice is that out the exhaust it does smoke a bit. So when we have a look inside the spark plug hole, I would say that it's going to seem quite oily, but I mean there's only one way to find out, so we'll have a look. There we go. So looking down, it is very oily, and when I took the plug out a second ago, that was also quite oily. So the bore itself, there's no hard scoring in it. You can see where the piston comes to the top there. So, but it doesn't look like too bad of a ridge, and when you look up there you can see some carbon. I don't know how well it will come up, but you can see some carbon on the valves there. but overall it doesn't look too gummed up or anything, other than the fact that it's quite oily. So I would assume that the rings are going past their date a bit, but other than that it seems pretty good. There's no hard scoring or anything, so I'd say that's a pretty good purchase from me.
And you've used a Borescope in your workshop, so how much, what have you used the Borescope for in the workshop?
Yeah, well, where I work, we've used it for a couple of things. We had a modern car that came in, and I think it was the clutch pedal that was squeaking, so we had to look at some of the joints that you can't see with your eyes, because on modern cars everything's quite compact. So we got the Borescope up in there, and you could see one of the joints was very dry, so we put some oil on that. I think that's fixed now. And generally it's just things like looking in to see the health of the engine, really, make sure there's no big scoring or anything, and you can do all of that without having to take the head off, which can be quite a big job. So they do save a lot of time, and I think they're quite useful for also just dropping things, you know, especially with modern cars, which I'm sure a lot of people watching this work on. You know, you drop something, everything's quite compact, you don't necessarily know where it's gone, and then you can take the end off of this, put a magnet on the end, stick this down there, and you can pick it up as well. So they can be very, very useful.